Imagine trucks full of life-saving food and medicine stuck just meters from starving families, and no one allowed to touch them. 2 days after international aid finally began trickling into Gaza, not a single item has reached the people who need it most. Yes, despite the apparent easing of Israel's 11-week-long blockade, desperately needed supplies are still stuck at the border, unable to move. The United Nations says its teams in Gaza are standing by, ready to distribute flour, baby food, and medicines. But they're still waiting on one thing: permission from the Israeli military. UN-hired local drivers were prepared to collect and deliver the aid, but yesterday they were left in limbo for hours, unable to move. No clearance was given. Aid is physically inside Gaza, but completely out of reach. BBC correspondents near the Kerem Shalom crossing say lorry drivers even slept overnight in their vehicles, waiting for the green light that never came. Meanwhile, the situation inside Gaza grows even more dire. 93 trucks managed to cross into Gaza on Tuesday, carrying essential supplies like flour, baby formula, and medical equipment. But with no system in place to safely move them further, they sit idle, while people in Gaza continue to suffer from severe shortages of food, clean water, and basic medical care. And as the humanitarian crisis deepens, airstrikes are still pounding the Gaza Strip. Local reports say at least 20 people were killed overnight, with residents fleeing areas like Khan Yunis after the Israeli military issued new evacuation orders. Israel says its military offensive is intensifying. Their goal? To destroy Hamas's infrastructure, even as international condemnation mounts over the deepening humanitarian crisis. The UK has responded by pausing free trade talks with Israel and just announced new sanctions targeting Israeli settlers involved in violence in the occupied West Bank. Meanwhile, the European Union voted overwhelmingly to review its relationship with Israel, triggering sharp backlash from Israeli leaders who accuse the EU of misunderstanding the situation in empowering Hamas. Back on the ground, families forced from their homes are now living in tents on Gaza's beaches, pushed toward what Israel describes as a humanitarian zone. A label aid agencies flatly reject. The area lacks even basic facilities, and with infrastructure across the Strip devastated, there's no true safe haven left. As the Israeli military presses on with ground operations in both the north and south of Gaza, questions are growing louder. When will the aid finally flow? And how much longer can Gaza's civilians survive without it? Stay with us as we continue to follow this critical and heartbreaking story.